was thinking it.
Heart of hearts, I think it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I feel the same. I feel saddened a bit
Yeah.
because we've been watching it, and I did just want it to be like pinging the ball around the place and
Yeah.
breaking the lines and sending the Bellingham into the box if that was what we were doing, making it look like piece of piss. Is that a swear word?
I don't know.
But anyway, that didn't happen. So
That's
I'm
that's
neutral
a good
now.
point. Yeah, neutral. I mean, do you know what? What you're saying is reminding me of the last 2 tournaments where I have felt as though the flow of the group games should be more of an emotional response to the previous game. So the reason I thought this would be a high-scoring game was firstly it was against Panama, and I thought Panama were rubbish, and obviously they're better than that. The second reason is because the Ghana game was disappointing, and so I apply like normal human psychology to it, and I think, well, if I'm an England player, if I'm the England team, I want to go out, I want to smash Panama to sort of build that momentum back up again.
Yeah.
And show it. But I'm remembering now as you're talking that at the last 2 tournaments where that hasn't happened, the team and the manager have come out afterwards and shown that they are incredibly calm.
Yes.
And that they just don't think about it in that way.
I even wrote down from Thomas Tuchel's post-match. He said, the tournament starts again now in knockout. So he's basically exactly saying that.
He's got some seriously bad
Scotland are back.
Misinformation there.
This is a block that we've managed. We've managed it perfectly.
Yeah.
We've gone through, we've won the group. Perf. We will step up. The bigger the games get, the bigger we will get.
Right.
Mate, I am feeling that. We are here for a bigger goal, and everyone buys into that.
Yeah.
I buy into that.
Okay.
I
like that.
after listening him talk, look, I'm now doing the opposite of what I just told you to do, but I feel as though it's been managed pretty well. And yeah, I never thought we were going to win the World Cup at the start, so.
All right, well, you're reeling it back in now. JJ, we had a conversation
against
after the
Canada,
Ghana game.
Netherlands against Morocco, Colombia, Portugal or DRC, depending on who finishes runner-up in that group, will play Croatia. Spain will take on Austria or Algeria. The US take on Bosnia. Belgium get a third-place side to face. And then on the other side of things, Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, Norway, Mexico, Ecuador. England are likely to get Senegal or DRC, Argentina, Cape Verde, Australia, Egypt. Switzerland will get Iran or Algeria, and Portugal or Colombia will play Ghana. That is who will be. That will depend who wins Group K, and that is what we're going to decide now with Clinton Morrison and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks very much, Mark. We're off and running here. We've been playing about 30 seconds or so, and Colombia are on the attack inside the penalty area, and an effort just fizzes over the bar. It came into John Cordoba. He had to react smartly, and he nodded the header over the bar from across from the excellent Luis Diaz. And Colombia have started very well. You know, 490,000 Colombians live in Florida, and they've made this a home game in the Hard Rock Stadium, I can tell you. And it's a good early chance for them. It's the hottest ticket in town. Seats reportedly exchanging hands at $5,000 each. It's a honeycomb of Colombian yellow all around the football pitch, with Colombia in yellow and blue, kicking from left to right in this first half. There's an offside decision. As I can tell you, they make 3 changes from the narrow win over DR Congo. Santiago Arias steps into his 3rd World Cup finals, his first minutes in 2026, replacing Palace's Daniel Munoz. Bit of a surprise there at right back. David Machado also appears for the first time, comes in at left back, with John Mojica carrying a yellow card and not wrist. And John Cordoba, who's just had that chance, came on up front for Luis Suarez against Congo. Starts for him. James Rodriguez makes a Colombian record 11th World Cup appearance. Portugal, in all red, make 1 change from the 5-0 drubbing of Uzbekistan when they found their rhythm after a disjointed opening draw. Ruben Neves replaces the excellent João Neves. Ronaldo roared into a TV camera lens. You'll remember that he's back. I'm back, he said after scoring in that game. He joins Lothar Matthäus on 25 World Cup appearances. Only Lionel Messi has more, and he's looking to make Colombia the 50th nation against whom he scored. He scored against 49 different countries. Clinton, what do you make of it all?
Yeah, this is a big game. This decides who finishes top. Colombia have started on the front foot. Diaz, good battle between him and Jean Cancelo. It will be down that left-hand side. But, yeah, it's a fascinating game. I am surprised, like you, that Munoz is not started. He scored 2 goals from right back. He's been outstanding for them. I don't know if he has a slight injury or not, but or maybe Arias is more defensive than Daniel Munoz, and they know they got João Felix and Mendes down there.
Nuno Mendes, the PSG left back, possibly the best in Europe right now. On current form, is fouled up by the touchline, and it's going to be a free kick to Portugal. 2 wily coaches involved here. Nestor Lorenzo, the coach of Colombia. You remember him from playing in World Cup finals back in the day. Played for Argentina in World Cup 1990, started the final. It was my first World Cup final. It was a horrible, brutal affair, and one not to be blessed in the history books. It's a free kick here for Portugal on the left-hand side, and it'll come arcing in. No, it won't. It's played short by Bruno Fernandes to the edge of the Colombian penalty area, and they will look to clear it away by pushing the ball out to Santiago Arias, and he's knocked it long to the edge of the penalty area, which met with a cracking drive, but a drive that went wide from Ruben Neves. Again, the thought of him coming in for João Neves, who's such an excellent player and a real foil for Vitinha.
Yeah, I think it's just to give minutes. I think Ruben Neves has had a very good season in Saudi Arabia, and he's a very good player. One thing with Portugal, Jonathan, is they're stacked in midfield. So even when you bring in players like Ruben Neves, I don't think it weakens Portugal, even though João Neves and Vitinha as a partnership have been outstanding.
First meeting between these 2 countries. Colombia have won 8 of their past 9 World Cup games, only dropping points in a 2-1 defeat by Japan in 2018. He headed away from the edge of the Portuguese penalty area by Renato Veiga. He stayed in the side. He's on a yellow. So what's the argument about playing players with a yellow and not playing players with a yellow?
I understand it, but surely as a player you know you're on a yellow card, and if you want to play your best team, and that's what Roberto Martinez has done, apart from Ruben Neves coming in for João Neves, then you've got to be able to handle that as a footballer, and you've got to know when to make those tackles. So big call.
Long throw for Colombia, almost into the hands of the goalkeeper, who didn't really clear it away. It's a half an opportunity for Colombia, headed out there by Renato Veiga, the tall Villarreal-based defender, and it's up towards the halfway line, and it's 0-0 on 5 Live, and we've been playing, 5.5 minutes. And let me remind you, the winner of Group K will play Ghana as it stands in Kansas City, and then possibly Switzerland or a 3rd place finishing side in Vancouver in the next round. The runners-up will play Croatia. That'll be in Toronto on July the 2nd, and then probably Spain in the next round. Tough draws. And if Congo win tonight's other game, and we will keep you up to date with that one against Uzbekistan, they will play England as it stands in the next round. Ifs, buts and nearlies. I was asking you before we went on air, did you play that game in 2002 with the Republic? Did you say, well, hang on, we're going to play this, we're going to play that, we might play these?
No, you just take every game as it comes. I think the days of thinking about who you're going to play, no, you just go on the pitch and you try to perform, and you're at a World Cup. You can't think about other teams. You just got to get on with it, get your head down and put on a performance.
Portugal on the attack, out wide to the left-hand side. João Felix rolls it with his white boots, arcs across the far side, just too far, only a little bit too far on that far side from Pedro Neto coming in, and it's headed away. News coming in on 5 Live. Breaking news, Scotland men's head coach Steve Clarke has stepped down from his role. He's called time on his 7 years in charge following the disappointments of World Cup 2026, their final.
Wow.
Lingering hopes of maybe going through as the best 3rd place team died today, and he's immediately reacted. Thoughts from Clinton on that in a moment. Here's John Cordoba, wide to the left-hand side of the Portuguese penalty, driven low and across that goal. It was James Rodriguez who switched sides with Diaz and flashed the shot in across goal. It started brightly. Thoughts on the Colombian start, and then thoughts on Steve Clarke second down.
I think they've started well. Cordoba up front is causing a lot of problems. James Rodriguez there is a reckless finish. He just got to play that into Diaz. He's in the box waiting. I am so surprised, because for me, the job he's done He's been fantastic, Steve Clark. I think he's been brilliant. Listen, Scotland were in one of the hardest groups, playing the likes of Brazil and Morocco, and it's difficult to compete with teams like that. So, yeah, it's a huge loss to lose Steve Clark. And good luck whoever goes in and replaces him, because I think the job he's done for Scotland has been first class.
Hope he's back in football soon. He's a good man.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Bruno Fernandes. You can hear the boos ringing round because the men in red have the ball, and the Colombian supporters are unhappy with that. Different sort of occasion than 2 years ago. Thousands of ticketless Colombian fans breached security gates at this stadium. You might remember the story, Copa final. You've got to go through 3 ticket checks now, extra security. That's not new for this World Cup finals tournament, by the way. In Qatar 4 years ago, the ticket barriers seem to me to be like a mile and a half from the stadium. I don't know whether that's because my sprinting days are over, Clinton, but I could walk a long, long way.
It's the sprinting days are over, that's what it is.
Yeah. I had to leave 16 hours before kickoff together. He's Nuno Mendes. Trying to take on his fullback Santiago Arias. And the decision goes the way of Colombia. In terrific form, Colombia. Coming into this World Cup, couple of defeats in warm-ups against Croatia and France back in March, but apart from that, they started the campaign qualifying with a brilliant run. At one stage they'd won 10 in a row, including Copa matches. Then the wheels came off and they didn't win a World Cup qualifier in 6. Eventually they got things together again and made it through. It was a brighter World Cup, not just the yellow shirts and the blue, but they make a World Cup more exhilarating. And they have possession deep inside their own half. You're listening to 5 Live, and we've been playing now some 9 minutes, nearly 10 now, and it's goalless. And Colombia have possession. Busy midfield for them. They bypassed Jefferson Lerma. They left the left back out Mojica because he was on a yellow, but Lerma has a yellow card. Kimi, the centre back, has a yellow card. Here's Renato Veiga of Portugal to lump it away. Nelson played for Cape Verde, much travel. Renato Veiga. Portugal have possession on that far side. Tucking it back into the red penalty area belonging to Portugal. Diaz to Veiga, and out wide to the left back, and back it goes again. Ruben Diaz with lots of time on his hand. Didn't play the opening game, played the full 90 minutes of the Uzbekistan 5-0 win in Houston. Got a goal in the other game. Let's go to Sahel Tahi.
It's gone the way of Uzbekistan, Jonathan. It's DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1. Their captain Shomurodov with the goal. He was played through, he was into the penalty area and lobbed the DR Congo goalkeeper. It's been a good start by the Uzbeks. DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1.
Takes them above DR Congo in the table. They now have 3 points. They are third in the table. England will play Senegal if that's the case. Uzbekistan know they're going home. Their goal difference is not enough to get them through as one of the third best placed teams. There's an effort from the outside of the penalty area by Bruno Fernandes, and he goes wide. Cristiano Ronaldo puffs his cheeks as he looks back at Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes, Footballer of the Year. We haven't seen much movement out of Cristiano Ronaldo yet, but that's nothing new, to be honest, these days in his career.
No, definitely not. The one thing when you do see the movement is when he comes alive in and around that 6-yard box, and I think that's where he comes now. He's not going to run away from anyone. He's going to link the play, start in offside positions, and make it hard for the defenders to know where he is at the moment. But they need to get Neto and João Felix into the game at the moment, because it's comfortable for Colombia, who've started well.
Davinson Sanchez, once of Tottenham Hotspur, back to his goalkeeper Camilo Vargas. Played a major part through the qualifying campaign. His third World Cup finals, actually. He didn't kick a ball in 2014 or 2018. He's a good goalkeeper. He's his football in Mexico with Atlas. And Colombia beginning to control the ball now. James Rodriguez No longer the fresh-faced youngster that he was in Rio back in 2014 when he scored that wonderful quarter-final goal against Uruguay. Goal of the tournament. I think Pele said it was a goal of the century. I was so fortunate to be covering that game for the BBC. In possession, Colombia have it with John Arias. Out to the right-hand side, Santiago Arias. No great pace about the game.
No, not pace, but it suits Colombia.
This is Davinson Sanchez, uncharted territory. He's 5 yards outside the penalty area, rolls to his right-hand side. They've worked the space well. Can they get the cross in now? This is Luis Diaz, spinning, looking, and then chipping a ball out to the right-hand touchline. It's kept in play by Santiago Arias. Cross was blocked, spins up in the air. 0-0 it remains then, with Uzbekistan leading Congo by 1 goal to 0 in the other game. And here comes an effort perhaps from Gustavo Puerto as he ran towards the edge of the penalty, just outside the D. The challenge came in on the Santander player and the shot was ballooned.
Puerta, he does well, but I think he should shift it out to Diaz. It's always on his weaker left foot and he's always cutting across it. But Colombia have started well. Usually Portugal dominating possession when you see Portugal play. It's Colombia that are dominating possession, and it's a slow build-up, and then when they get around the box, JP, they move it quick, 1 and 2 touch.
If DR Congo don't win, then Iran will be guaranteed a spot as one of the best third-round finishers, third-place finishers, and as it stands, I think they play Switzerland. But everything will be resolved in the early hours as Portugal come on the attack with João Cancelo into the box, eased away, siphoned away by John Lukumi of Bologna. Made the 180 minutes so far for Colombia in these finals. The 28-year-old tall defender from Cali in Colombia. The excellent Vitinha. Surely a major candidate for the Ballon d'Or this year. His football for Paris Saint-Germain over the last 2 years has been absolutely superb. He's been the orchestrator. And the arrival of João Neves alongside him really has been the last piece in the jigsaw.
Yeah, you're right. Is that the same Vitinha who couldn't make cut out Wolves? Unbelievable, isn't it? His rise to fame has been fantastic, but yeah, he's one of the best midfielders there is in world football at the moment.
He was on loan in 2020-21 at Wolves. He played 20 games uncomfortably. This is Bruno Fernandes. The game is being played here at walking pace. We know it's a very hot stadium. Average external daily high in June is 31 degrees Celsius. That's why no game can start here before 5. In comes across from Portugal to the far stick. Put it up and away by Santiago Arias. Bruno Fernandes was appealing for handball against John Arias, who's on the right-hand side of midfield at the moment. And that former Wolves connection, they had him, well, not for long, 7 months. And Colombia neatly play out from the edge of their D. And this is Arias. And he's cut through the heart of the Portuguese midfield and released here to Cordoba. John Cordoba slips beyond his defender. Can he get a shot away? It's parried by the goalkeeper and partially cleared. Good start here by Colombia. That's a shot that's deflected. And Diogo Costa can't keep the Luis Diaz deflected shot in. It's trickled away for a corner.
Cordoba started ever so well. He just goes past Bruno Fernandes like he's not there. And Bruno Fernandes is appealing for a foul. It's a good shot. The save is fantastic and comes out to Diaz, and then it's an unbelievable block. But the save is brilliant from Cordoba, but he started the game really well. He's really lively up front.
Corner kick here to Colombia. Diogo Costa just marshalling his team, but they didn't switch on. It's taken short, it's driven in, punched away by the diving Costa. Dive forward, punched it away. And there's an offside flag.
Yeah, it's a good ball in from Arias, who started ever so well, and yeah, Costa has been brave in the goal. I know that one was not disallowed, but that one was called up for offside, but it's a good punch, and he has to be brave when the ball's coming in at that speed from Arias. But yeah, really brave goalkeeping, but the save before that from Cordoba was outstanding.
In the league this season, Diogo Costa has horrible memories, I think, still lingering of World Cup 2022. Made an error against Morocco in the quarter-final. You might remember that. Portugal haven't been beyond the round of 16 since 2006. They come into this on a good run, unbeaten in 7. Took a while for them to get going in this competition after being held by Congo 1-1 in Houston. João Neves rescued them that day. And certainly Colombia have been the brightest team so far. We're seeing stats that show us that they've had 6 attempts on goal to Portugal's 2. Arias took a chance, but combines on this right-hand touchline with Jefferson Lerma. Might have been impeded. It's a throw-in only, I think. Now, we're seeing pictures of a player from your former club who's done so magnificently well for them, winning the Europa Conference, winning the FA Cup, winning the Community Shield. Might not be at Palace for very long, catch him while you can, but he's only on the bench. What a season he's had.
He's been brilliant, Munoz. The only thing why I think he could keep him is because of his age. That's his age. Because if he was much younger, there'd be a lot of top clubs be interested in him. So hopefully he stays at Palace next season. I, for one, would love him to stay. I think he's been brilliant. And he's been outstanding in the World Cup so far, scoring 2 goals. And not just what he does going forward, defensively very good as well.
Turned 30 last month, I think it was. It will weigh heavily against him, I guess. And these days, when every penny in football needs to be rationalised because of the spending rules and regulations. And yet here we are in a competition that has splurged millions and millions and millions. It's a strange old game. Cross attempted by Portugal's João Felix. It's blocked, partially cleared away. I don't think Ronaldo's touched the ball yet. Can't touch it, so they didn't get the ball into him. He's not going to sprint 10 yards, 15 yards, not even 5 yards to get the ball. And by the way, he's not the only veteran striker in the history of the game that's been like that. Age creeps up on them all. You just have to use your body, use your wisdom, Clinton. Use the art of getting around again.
And that's what Ronaldo does. He's not bothered about having... And so someone who's much younger than him, Haaland, he don't care about touching the ball, JP. Only time he cares about is it when he's finding the back of the net. So the older you get, the more you have to use your brain. And Ronaldo's one of the best at that.
With the Fernandes tries to swap passes there with João Felix. It goes through to the hands of Camilo Vargas in that Colombian goal. Played in 14 of their qualifiers to get to these finals. Colombia, as they qualified in the end. 3rd in CONMEBOL, way ahead of Bolivia, who had to go through the intercontinental playoff slot, but they were 10 points off Argentina at the top. They now have the ball, and it's Gustavo Puerto brings it away and angles it to the left-hand side. Back again it goes to Lerma, I think it was, off to James Rodriguez into the penalty area. Chance here for Colombia. It's driven across goal by John Arias and cleared away off the line.
It's good play again. They go from right to left and then back across, and Lerma plays it to James Rodriguez, who started well. It's great reverse ball to Arias, and he's trying to find that far corner. It's good defending from Ruben Neves, who manages to clear it off the line.
James Rodriguez pulling the strings again. A couple of yards in from the right-hand touchline. Blocked and cleared away, though, and will be cleared now. Running away from his own penalty area to clear it away was Vitinha. Out towards the right-hand side, deep inside Colombian territory. And the goalkeeper came slithering in Vargas to get it away, all in slate grey today. But it's all about the colour yellow in the Hard Rock Stadium, the Miami Stadium to call it its FIFA name. Ronaldo drops deep, try and get involved, try and see something in the ball. And he positioned his body so cunningly that John Arias was almost inevitably going to trip him up, and he's won a free kick.
Yeah, he was waiting for it. Arias, he didn't see Arias on his other side, and Arias is trying to, and as soon as he feels contact, Ronaldo, he's going to go down. Dangerous position.
Seeing the opportunity at the other end, the shot that flashed across the goal. blocked it was, and cleared away by Neves to deny John Arias.
JP, how far out would you say this is? 35 yards?
Yeah.
He's going to try and he'd go for it here, Ronaldo. He will go for it. I don't think it's been a long time since he scored a free kick from this distance. Him and Bruno over the ball.
A couple of goals in that big win the other day. Got them up and running against Uzbekistan. Now, if this was, let's say, in Guadalajara or Mexico City, you'd fancy it to fly in. But we're low down here. He is Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. It's a tickler.
Yeah, it's comfortable for Vargas. It's got to be some strike that, and it can't be like a P-roller like that. It's got to have enough power to go into that top corner. But yeah, it's a comfortable save from Vargas.
0-0. 5 Live from the BBC, 23 minutes gone. If you've just come in and you've missed it, England beat Panama earlier on, 2-0. Goals from Bellingham and Kane. Croatia beat Ghana by 2-1 to finish second in the group. At one stage, Ghana levelled. Sukic and Vlasic the goals for Croatia. 0-0 here for the right to win the group. One last sue is the plea we're seeing on a message board held up. It wasn't a sue, the free kick.
No, definitely not.
A few boos, let alone sues, rang around because the free kick was a bit tame. Let's go to DR Congo against Uzbekistan. So help say.
Yeah, we're in the hydration break here, and it's at DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1. The goal coming after 10 minutes through the captain Shomorodov, who was played through by Mozgovno, and it was a delightful chip over the DR Congo goalkeeper Mpasi. DR Congo have had the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out after a VAR check. There was a foul in the build-up. DR Congo are trailing. They need to win if they want to progress to the knockout stages. DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1.
As it stands, Colombia have 7 points. Portugal are in second place with 5. Uzbekistan moves third on 3. But they're already heading out. They knew that. And the Congo will go with them if it stays like this. The players in the cooling break here are wrapping their shoulders to the next round with these things we've seen at these World Cup finals. If you ever ordered Cornish pasties, mail-order Cornish pasties, they arrive and they're wrapped in these things. They've got little pockets on them, and they fill the pockets with ice cubes, and that keeps the pasties fresh, you see. You wouldn't know this being an athlete, but I'm quite happy to have these. That's what it looks like. Looks as if they're...
It does. We probably needed it over here, though, haven't we, JP, the last week or so? It's been that hot.
It has. Well, we've got no goals. This stadium has averaged 3 so far per game. Uruguay and Saudi Arabia disappointed here, 1-1. Uruguay then drew with Cape Verde here. And this was the last hurrah for Scotland, beaten by Brazil. And if you have just joined us again and you missed the news, we broke a while ago on 5 Live. Steve Clarke has stepped away from his job tonight. He leaves a terrific legacy. He leaves a legacy of Scotland expecting once again to get to finals after generation when that didn't happen.
Yeah, as I say, he's overachieved. I think he's been fantastic, and hopefully he's back in management very soon. But yeah, he's probably thinking, have I took them as far as I can? Which I don't think so. I think they could have qualified for the European Championship in a couple of years as well, because I think he's a top manager and they've got some good players at their disposal, Scotland. So yeah, it's a huge blow to lose Steve Clarke, but he can leave that job with his head held high, because I think he's done a brilliant job for them. They were in a tough group, really tough group, but yeah, it's disappointing because they probably wanted to get through to the round of 32, but these things can happen.
They need to find a way to produce the wonderful players they had in yesteryear, the Lorimers, the Laws, the Dalglishes, the Eddie Grays, players like that, Billy Bremner's. 1974 will be a lot of people's first memories of a World Cup. And they were there. I was lucky enough to cover them in 1998, all the way through the World Cup. And they're good players then. They need to stop the talent drain, and it won't be an overnight thing. But let's hope they can continue the work done by Steve Clarke. It's going to be a throw-in. We resume after the dehydration break, rehydration break, advertising break, and Arias will take the throw. This is Santiago Arias, born in Medellin, plays for Independiente. in Argentina, 5th in the Apertura League. James Rodriguez flashes across into the penalty area. It's cleared away. He's a chunkier player now than he was in his heyday, I think. He rose to prominence so quickly in those Brazilian World Cups of 2014 and won so many things. Europa League with Porto. He was brilliant at Real Madrid. Champions Leagues there. League at Bayern Munich on a couple of occasions. Everton didn't see the best of him.
No, they didn't. And you know what? He's not the same player, but he's still got a wonderful left foot. He might not be able to get around the pitch as he used to do before, because he's fantastic. You say some of the clubs that he's played for, but he's got a wonderful left foot. And I think he started really positive so far this evening.
129 games now for Colombia. He's 11th in the World Cup, as I was saying earlier. That's a new record for them. Then he's on the ball now, just inside his own half, and he whips the ball cleanly away, 60 yards out to the left-hand touchline. David Machado is there. In support, he finds Luis Diaz. Little jink to his right-hand side. 0-0 on 5 Live. In support was John Arias. Back it goes to the left-hand side. Now Arias takes it, looks up, well balanced. Good footballing team when they get going, Colombia. There'll be a match on their day for many a nation in these World Cup finals. Santiago Arias has it, 2 yards in from the right touchline. In front of him, João Felix didn't block the cross. It wasn't a good one. It was a ball along the ground, and it's cleared away. The third round of group games, Clinton, has been a bit hodgepodge, hasn't it? We've seen 1 or 2 good ones, and we've seen, let's be honest, some lousy ones.
Yeah, they have, and you can see when people have qualified, and then, you know, both teams are a bit nervous, and they both want, they only need a point to go through, so it has been a bit like that. And then there's been teams that have been fighting to qualify for the last 32, and they've been outstanding games. This game hasn't got going yet, which I'm very surprised, because I was thinking maybe Portugal, you want to finish top, but they haven't really started yet. Portugal, they need to get going. It's Colombia that are dominating at the moment.
Arias now playing central midfield. A lot of rotation between Arias and James Rodriguez. And Colombia on the ball. 0-0. None of their 24 World Cup matches have ever ended goalless. Rodriguez battles for a corner, turns, screams at the assistant referee because the decision goes the way of Renato Veiga at the back for Portugal. He's asking why to the assistant on this near side why the decision was made. I think it's George.
I think he'll give it now. I think he might have given it, JP now. I think he might have changed his mind, because the replay shows it does come off Veiga, and you can see Diaz arguing with the referee.
Well, this again is an innovation in these World Cup finals, that VAR can get involved if the corner kick has been given the wrong way, and it's been virtually seamless so far. It's like the throw-in one. You're hardly noticing it now. They wait 5 seconds, throw-in isn't taken, bang, it goes to the opposition team.
And now he's changed his mind. So Veiga didn't touch it then. They said it was the slightest of touches, and he didn't touch it. And Sanchez is having a word with the referee.
We're seeing a replay on our little TV screen here. Who touched it last? Who touched it
like
last?
in cricket where you have the snicko.
Yeah.
That's what they need in that situation, because you don't know only he will know if he touched it or not. But anyway, it wasn't given.
Ronaldo breaking in line, flag goes straight up, gets the shot away. But he was, I'd say, with the naked eye, about half a yard off.
Yeah, it's a good ball from Bruno Fernandes, but he just goes too early. Colombia hold the line ever so well, though.
The big debate, do you play him or do you not play him? Cristiano Ronaldo, 145 goals for your country, a record number of international appearances, 230.
Yeah, you play him for me. You have to play Cristiano Ronaldo, regardless of his age. I just think his movement and what he brings, he occupies people.
He takes a tumble as he made to run from right to left in a more central position as Portugal continue to build up 0-0 as they try and force it into the penalty. It's tidied up, played back to Camilo Vargas, and he clears it away towards the right-hand side. A bit scrappy at the moment, and that should be a free kick to Colombia, because Ruben Diaz has come forward and jumped on the top of James Rodriguez and left him flat on the ground. Big man is Ruben Diaz, 6'1".
That's what he's saying. He's saying I have to come over the top of him, but James Rodriguez is clever. As soon as he feels contact, he goes down and buys his team a free kick.
Colombia 0, Portugal 0. Colombia have scored in 11 successive World Cup games. They last failed to score, against England actually, in France in 1998. It's goalless here. It's not as you were at the start of the night in the group, because the Congo are beating Uzbekistan by that 1 goal to nil. Uzbekistan are leading Congo by a goal to nothing. Stand corrected, and they got above them in the table. Colombia have possession. Listen to 5 Line. So much football, stories around it, across the network, across BBC television and radio, and on the website as well. And here come Colombia once again. Gustavo Plato. Now it comes back to John Arias. He's been busy so far. Half a chance perhaps for Diaz to get a shot. Plays it out wide. Cross comes in from Santi Arias, and it's cleared away on the far side of the penalty by João Cancelo.
See, they look more threatening when they, even though the build-up slow for Colombia, when they move it 1 and 2 touch. Diaz coming off that left-hand side, popping up on the right-hand side. Santiago Arias putting good balls into the box. Referee's checking there, because I think there might have been contact on Cordoba, but I don't think it's enough to give a penalty. But they are looking. But yeah, checks over.
Referee is Alireza Fagani from Australia, experienced World Cup referee. He took Belgium beating England in World Cup 18 in the 3rd/4th. He was involved in World Cup 2022, took Portugal 2, Uruguay 0 in that game, and he took the Club World Cup final last summer when Chelsea became champions of the world, beating Paris Saint-Germain.
It was a shirt pull by Ruben Diaz. How has he got away with that, JP? He does pull Cordoba, doesn't he? I know he makes a meal out of it, but there is a tug on his shirt for sure.
And Cordoba is just chuntering in the ear of Renato Vega as again Colombia control possession. They have it on the far left-hand side. It's 0-0 on 5 Live. Another late night game of football for you in the UK. Jefferson Lerma is in possession. Long, winding season for Crystal Palace, for club and country. This is his 60th game now, exhausting. And they won't have much break when they come back from the World Cup before it all starts again. I mentioned Colombia's scoring feats in World Cup games. Portugal have only lost 2 of their last 17 World Cup group games, and they've scored in 12 of their last 13 World Cup games, and that's why we're 0-0 at the moment. Headed away by Renato Vega on the Portuguese left-hand touch on the ball, trickles out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in then. It really has been turned into downtown Medellin here today, or downtown Cali. Pick a Colombian town because they're all here. So many supporters. Big time of change in Colombia as well. Presidential elections have changed things over the last few days. The outgoing president, Gustavo Petro, replaced by Abelardo de la Espriella, begins a new 4-year term. He's been trumpeted by President Trump. I think he's a member of the Republican Party. He's joint US-Colombian nationality. It's a free kick here for Colombia that will be taken by James Rodriguez. Tucks it away towards the right-hand side. Santiago Arias. Back it goes to Rodriguez. In comes a cross, bending away from the goalkeeper, but not enough. He can come and claim John Arias' cross. We are goalless. Where's the goal going to come from?
Yeah, there's superstars in the building as well. It was just showed Matt Damon, so there is a lot of superstars. Where is the goal going to come from, JP? Big question. It looks like more likely Colombia at the moment. Arias is getting into good position. He gets into a good position there. Him and Cordoba have caused problems. Just want to probably see more of Luis Diaz because he's their star player. He's their X factor. But Portugal haven't started yet.
Well, they need Matt Damon and all the other brains from the Ocean's films to get them plotting away through the defences today. I can watch those films all day long, you know.
Can you?
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, another one. All the Bourne series. John Wayne films. Much football as I can get. It's a lonely odd life. Now Ronaldo tucks it away to the right-hand side. In comes a cross from Cancelo. Headed away just inside the penalty area. Met by Vitinha's shot, which is deflected through to the edge of the D and then cleared away by the leaping Jefferson Lerma. Comes back Portugal's way. The target in the middle for any cross will be Ronaldo. Flashes through. He's 3 or 4 yards ahead of Ronaldo. There's no chance he could get to Cancelo's cross there. Goal kick 0-0.
You know what's frustrating there? Cancelo's got good left foot, but once you chop back onto your left foot, it's hard for Ronaldo, because as the centre forward, he's already made his run. What Colombia defenders do, they just step up, and then he's in an offside position, and he can't get back onside to get. It was overhit cross anyway. They have to get the ball out to Neto and João Felix. In particular, Neto on that right-hand side. He's been really quiet.
0-0. Colombia on their longest unbeaten World Cup streak. 5 matches. They've only lost 2 of their previous 11 games. As I mentioned beforehand, Portugal unbeaten in 7. We've seen a lot of rotation in the Colombian midfield. Not so much rotation from Portugal today. They normally rotate to build their possession, and then they attack directly with pace. A little bit of pace now. Cancelo has released the ball out wide. And can they get the crossing from the right-hand side now? In it comes. It'll drop here for Bruno Fernandes. His shot is safe. It's partially cleared away. Bruno Fernandes is rushing to the referee and saying there was a hand. Should be a penalty kick. They still have a chance to get the cross into the penalty area from the left-hand side there now. And it's cleared away. Pedro Neto was a cross with the ball that time. Now João Felix, and all of a sudden they're beginning to build up pressure. Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes pokes it through outside of the boot, edge of the penalty area. Ronaldo dropping short. With him in support, Nuno Mendes up from the back. Colombia dropping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players behind the ball. It's a shot from range, and it's pinged just wide by Ruben Neves, claiming a deflection that didn't come.
Yeah, and he's adamant, so there must have been a deflection, but you're right, they've come alive at the moment, JP. Neves, there was a big deflection. It was a big deflection, and it was a great strike. But the first opportunity was a great ball from Pedro Neto to Cancelo down the right-hand side. The cross weren't the best, but they miss it. Ball comes to Bruno Fernandes, and he really should score. With the quality that Bruno Fernandes has got, he should score. But it's a good save from Vargas, but it's kind of straight at him. But it's a fantastic save. Watching the replay again, it is a strong right hand. But the quality that Bruno Fernandes has, you would have found him. You would have expected him, to hit the back of the net. Great opportunity, but yeah, they've come into the game now, Portugal.
If they top the group, they will play their round of 32 on Friday, July the 3rd, a poignant day for them. Anniversary of Diogo Jota's death, and his picture was shown on the giant screens before the game today. To a great reaction from football fans from opposite sides of the planet. And the death of a fantastic footballer. Never met him, but everyone says a fantastic man as well. It's still reverberating. A little bit of a brouhaha, nothing really between João Felix and Santiago Arias, I think it was. On we go. Bruno Fernandes with the cross into the Colombian penalty area, headed away from the far side of the penalty area by David Machado. Playing his football in Nantes in France. He's actually on a free transfer now. Machado. A lot of players here, their contracts are coming to an end, so they're in the shop window in these finals in a way.
Yeah, listen, we've seen many of players in these what competitions get big moves after this, so everyone will be trying to impress.
Portugal took a long throw in. They've got them unawares, and the shot was over by João Felix. Long throw in direct into the box, and Colombia simply switched off there, Clinton.
They did. It's a brilliant throw in from Nuno Mendes, but a touch from João Felix is outstanding on his chest, but he's always stretching. Bruno Fernandes could come onto it, but once he's had a fantastic touch, he's saying he needs to get the shot away, and he's stretching. He's really unlucky, João Felix, because it's a great bit of skill before that.
Terrific season he had out in Al Nassr, where they won the league. He was Footballer of the Year. He scored 24 goals. He set up 13 more. And here's James Rodriguez to the left-hand touchline. Machado, who had a really good spell in France with Lens. He moved there from Toulouse, which is his first club in France. He had been in Ghent for a little while before then. 0-0. You listen to 5 Live from the BBC.
See where Luis Diaz is now, JP. That's not where Colombia want him. He's floating everywhere, trying to get on the ball, but you got to hug your touchline, because that's when he's most effective, coming from that left-hand side. He's everywhere where he's not supposed to be at the moment.
Stays at this, Colombia win the group. They'll have 7 points. Portugal will have 5. Uzbekistan leading Congo by a goal to nil. They have 3. Not enough for them. And Congo would also be KO'd.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed to be losing at the moment with DR Congo, especially after their first game, how well they've done against Portugal.
Colombia have possession. Luis Diaz coming from right to left. He's carried 10 yards across the face of the Portugal defence. Can they get a shot now in? John Arias out wide to Santiago Arias. In comes across the edge of the penalty area. James Rodriguez settles himself, hooks on to his right foot. His shot is blocked. Comes away for an effort from Jefferson Lerma. Waiting for the ball to come down in an eternity, it seemed, onto his left foot. And the shot looked any sort of a power, and it was blocked and cleared away. And there's a free kick here now, I think, for Portugal. Neto thinks it is for Portugal. Referee's checking something. What's he checking?
He's giving it to Colombia. I think Neto makes the foul, so yeah, he's changed his mind, give it to Colombia.
Lerma now for Colombia. Strokes the pass, slightly right of centre to the edge of the penalty area, but it had too much pace for Luis Diaz. Bayern's gain was Liverpool's loss, and visibly so as the season went on.
Oh, definitely. He's been outstanding. The front three at Bayern of Diaz, Kane and Michael Elise. Fantastic. What a player Diaz has been. They've missed him massively at Liverpool.
Elise, certainly a candidate for player of the tournament here. So
yeah, so far he's been outstanding. I think he'll want to get that goal, which his play deserves, but yeah, he's been a joy to watch so far.
This is a free kick to Portugal. It is. Ronaldo looks to the referee as if to say, what are you doing? Well, the referee saw it was a foul and gave the foul. It wasn't a yellow card, a foul. So that's all he could do, really. And Portugal now try and move down the left-hand side, and they've nearly got through on the left-hand side as well. Mendes once again combining with João Felix. Back in the centre circle, they regain possession again. It's untidy. It's a higgledy-piggledy sort of a game. As Colombia still back possession with Arias, John Arias, advancing to the edge of the penalty area. Oh, he got caught in two minds. Renato Vega comes out to block. He turns it square, and the effort is easily blocked from Gustavo Puerto's long range. 25 yards out, easily dealt with by the goalkeeper. 0-0. Portugal now on the counter. Can they get through this time? Their possession on the right-hand side. And Pedro Neto has forgotten a crucial thing you need in the game of football. The football. He's left it behind. Colombia will bring it away now with Gustavo Puerto.
It's end-to-end now, isn't it, JP? It feels like the shackles have gone off, and it's like you attack, we attack.
Better now. Tempo's kicked up a gear. Colombia on the attack. Left-hand corner of the penalty area. Shaping to shoot, dragged wide by Luis Diaz.
I think he's been frustrated, Luis Diaz, because he's got so much ability, but he's just drifting everywhere. And it's because he can't get into the game as much. Probably James Rodriguez and Arias, Cordoba, them three have been in their game a lot more.
Double winner with Bayern this season, Luis Diaz. 26 goals he scored for them. In qualifying, he was terrific for Colombia, got 7 there. Tournament experience, 3 Copa Americas, runners-up in 2024. Building for this particular tournament. And they've opened a World Cup with back-to-back group wins for just the second time. Last time they did that was 2014. They reached the quarters. Diaz enters the Portuguese penalty area on the left-hand side. Low ball into the boxes, cleared away. And now Colombia might have some covering to do. Machado's low ball into the box. It was trying to get back on that far side as Portugal break left-hand side now. They're almost on the edge of the penalty area. They are now with Nuno Mendes in support with João Felix. Back to Nuno Mendes. Ronaldo dropping deep, swivels. Shot is easily blocked back there. Jefferson Lerma, I think it was, who got the block in. And now it's James Rodriguez for Colombia, who's taken out. The referee says go on. He might revisit that, though. Nuno Mendes is struggling to get back in the heat and the humidity. Referee might revisit that because it was, I think, a yellow card offence. Colombia now have possession. They're halfway inside the Portuguese half at 0-0. They started to get defenders forward. Davison Sanchez was involved in that. Here's Gustavo Puerto to John Arias. Angled to his right-hand side. James Rodriguez steps into space. Bends a shot. It's pushed away by Diego Costa, who's been the busier of the two goalkeepers.
Yeah, he has. It's good build-up play. He was just down James Rodriguez, and he gets up, and it's a good save from Costa. Wow.
Now, on the counter, Portugal have possession on the edge of the Colombia penalty area almost immediately. He was carried a long way downfield very quickly by Pedro Neto. But Colombia regained possession. There's too many turnovers going on really for the health and safety of Portuguese fans in the crowd. And Colombia finding spaces. And this is Luis Diaz attacking the Portuguese penalty on the left-hand side. 0-0 still. Drops it to the feet of John Arias. Back out wide it goes to James Rodriguez. They've only got a presence of one in the yellow shirt in the penalty area. A shot from range is blocked. And that is it. The half-time whistle blows. And partly muddled, and then partly enthusiastic and optimistic, but no goals at half-time.
No goals, but I think Colombia have been the better team. The game opened up in the last 10 or 15 minutes where it's like, you attack, we attack. So, yeah, it's one of those. We need more we need more action in the second half, JP.
Well, there's another game going on in the group, of course, which has resonance. DR Congo against Uzbekistan. So, Sahi.
Yeah, current score is that DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1. We're into time added on at the end of this first half. DR Congo have been relatively poor in this first half. They need to win if they want to progress to the knockout stages. We're heading towards half-time. DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1.
Oh, Colombia have 7 points. Portugal have 5. Uzbekistan have 3. And Congo will be heading home. It's 0-0 here, and let's hand you over to Joel Mitchell.
Jonathan, thank you very much indeed. We'll keep an eye on the other fixtures in Group K. Ongoing reaction to come in the next few minutes here on 5 Live as Steve Clarke steps away from Scotland. It's just gone 1:20.
The voice of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
And these are the headlines this morning. More than 1,400 people are now confirmed to have died in Venezuela following 2 earthquakes that struck on Wednesday. Many thousands more are still missing. Rescuers are struggling to reach people trapped under collapsed buildings amid signs of growing public frustration with the government's response. The US military says it's carried out further strikes against Iran in response to what it called continued aggression against commercial shipping. The strikes followed reports of an attack of an oil tanker near the Strait of Hormuz earlier this week. And more than 900 flights in and out of Gatwick and Heathrow airports have been delayed for up to 11 hours due to thunderstorms. The Air Traffic Control Service has warned that adverse weather conditions across the southeast of England and Europe will continue to cause disruption.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of summer.
Quiet, please.
Crowd settles out here on centre court.
Here we go. Return to the forehand, and that's a beauty.
Stunning backhand volley.
Slice forehand backhand into the middle of the court.
He's trying to win it here. And he has!
Join us down at SW19 for Wimbledon 2026. Starts tomorrow at 1.
Ask your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 5 Live.
The voice of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
With Joel Mitchell.
Yeah, good morning. 1:20 on 5 Live. Let's get more then on that breaking news in the past half hour or so. Scotland manager Steve Clarke has stepped down from his role shortly after their elimination from the World Cup was confirmed. Scotland had, of course, been hanging on since the middle of the week, hoping to finish in the top 8 of third-place teams, but Croatia's win over Ghana earlier sealed their fate. Let's get some reaction from the Scotland camp. Tom English is the BBC Scotland chief sports writer. Tom, a difficult few days for Scotland fans waiting. Did Steve Clarke's exit feel inevitable to you?
It didn't, Joel, to be honest. There was no warning about this. There was no rumours, there was no gossip that he was contemplating this. I think this is a bombshell for everybody, not just for the journalists here who are out now running around with our hair on fire, but also the players, the staff. I don't think they had any anticipation that this was happening. That's my information. So I think this is a decision that Steve Clarke has taken today, and it's a pretty momentous one.
Yes, it implies it's quite a personal decision that may have had a few days to hang over him.
Yeah, I think so. There's been a lot of criticism of the campaign, a lot of criticism of his management. I don't know if that's played a part in it. I mean, he's only signed a 4-year contract a month ago, so
there's a lot still to go with it. Then, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was a huge thing, and he had been pushing for it. in the lead up to the World Cup. He said he wanted to get on the plane to the World Cup, knowing what his future held. He got that 4-year deal. That was a surprise in itself. Everybody thought it might be a 2-year deal. He got 4 years because he said he wanted to build something. He wanted to bring through the next generation of Scotland players. That's all gone out the window now in 24 hours. So was it the flack that he was getting? I don't know. He doesn't seem to kind of take much notice of public criticism. Or was it just that he just accept, you know what, it's time to give somebody else another go? He was not intimating that in the immediate aftermath of the Brazil game. There was a lot of fighting talk from him, but clearly in the last couple of days, he's come to a different opinion.
Tom, stay with me. Former Scotland winger Pat Nevin with us too. Pat, Tom used the word bombshell. Do you agree?
Yes, to a large degree. I mean, a number of people in Scotland will not be disappointed that Stevie Clarke left. Tom and I were chatting on the radio this morning, and I was saying the only surprise to me with the 4-year deal was that he took it. I didn't think he would take it. I wasn't surprised he was offered the deal by the SFA, but I was slightly surprised that he took it. Purely because there's a massive rebuild to do. It's a big, big job to be done. You always know that if you're a manager, particularly in Scotland, if you go out of a tournament, even if Stevie Clarke has got Scotland to 3 of the last 4 tournaments, which is unheard of this century, it was his decision, really, more than the SFA's decision, because financially it was brilliant for the SFA. They wanted to get to tournaments, and that was the guy who was getting them to tournaments every time. So I don't think they were listening to whatever was happening in social media or some parts of the media. They just thought, no, this is our guy. So even though I've sent Clarkie a text tonight, I don't expect to hear back from him anytime quite soon.
Well, if he does, let us know in the next few minutes and we can get that response.
And the thing is, I think a lot of people, when it dust settles, and it's funny, we were all on the radio this morning, and I think there was a lot of sense talked when we were sort of going over it, raking over those calls, saying, yeah, but actually it's been a good job over that period of time. 3 qualifications in those 4 years. When you strip it all out, style, type of players, who you play, etc., when it comes right down to it, they didn't do brilliantly well, but that's probably where we are, which Tom, again, has been saying all along. With the limitations of the players that he's got, we've probably got as far as we could get, and particularly in this competition with 2 fabulous teams, and we managed to sneak by the team that we're supposedly better off. So it was basically par, even at this competition.
Yes, you mentioned the SFA, happy for the reasons you described, but for Scottish fans, they've, dared to dream again under Steve Clarke, Pat, and that can't be forgotten in the conversation around what went wrong in this tournament, but there has been that element of joy for Scotland fans just to be here.
Absolutely, and I've loved it, and it's hard to figure out what is the real feeling of a nation, because you ain't going to get a good reflection on Twitter. We got a lot of angry voices there. That's what so social media is not a good reflection. A good reflection is leaving it a wee while, walking around. Another good reflection is looking at the Tartan Army, the people that really follow the Scotland team with their hearts and with their souls. And after that game against Brazil, a huge number of them stayed and applauded the team off the pitch. They knew they were second best. They knew they hadn't played to their very best, but they also knew they gave their best. And that's all Scotland fans and Tartan Army fans really want. But there'll be other opinions out there, and you're all allowed your own opinions. But I think most people in the Tartan Army, and then when the dust settles in time in the future, I think we will look forward and think, wow, that guy got us to 3 out of 4 championships.
Yeah.
I suspect that might not happen for quite a long time again.
Tom, I'm just reading Steve Clarke's open letter to supporters. He says, the most emotional part of this goodbye is for my players, without whom we wouldn't have had any of the memories that we've accumulated from 2019 until now. They deserve all the praise and adulation that they receive, and it was truly an honour to be called their gaffer. How will they be feeling today?
I think a number of them will be pretty upset. Steve Clarke was very loyal to them. Even players who weren't playing for their clubs. Steve Clarke was constantly on the phone to them. He was picking them for Scotland squads. He was showing faith in them. And that means huge amount of these players. I spoke to a number of them after the famous 4-2 game against Denmark, got a little insight into the way Clarke operates. And say for a player like Grant Hanley, centre-back, was without a club, injuries, poor form, was thinking of retiring. And Steve Clarke was on the phone to him regularly, said, keep going, keep going, keep going. And he picked him in the next Scotland squad, and things turned for Hanley. He got a club, it got to a World Cup. So, like, these things, Scott McTominay last month was bigging up Clarke. John McGinn was bigging up Clarke, talking about the influence that he had. I think an awful lot of them will be shocked and disappointed that he's going. Maybe a little bit fearful about who's coming in, but as a manager, as Pat says, he's taken them to 3 major championships. The major championships haven't worked out, but he's got them there. The next guy, that's his job to kind of crack it when they do get there to be more impactful. But you got to get there first, and Clarke did it 3 times out of 4. That's a hell of a legacy.
Yes, and it's a bar to set for whoever comes in next, Pat. What does Scotland have to do now? The reflections probably have started sooner than we might have thought, given Steve Clarke has announced his exit at, 1 o'clock in the morning UK time. Thinking forward to Euro qualifiers, what does Scotland have to do to build on that momentum that's got them this far?
If I'm going to be absolutely brutally honest here, one of the things about Stevie Clarke is he got dealt quite a lucky hand. This is maybe the best set of players we've had for quite a few generations. You know, the McTominays, the McGinns, Kieran Tierney as well. You go through a group of players there that were very, very good, playing at the very highest level. You know, in England, Robertson as well, you can add, and a number of them playing in Italy. This has been a special, special group, and he's got the best out of them. A lot of them are ageing now. They're not going to last that. I know these days 40 seems young for a World Cup player, but in reality, that's not the way it is. The way it is with most players, they don't really survive at the very, very top level, you know, well into their 30s. So whoever's got a job to do, comes in to do the job now, it's actually a bit of a monster job to do, because, again, Tom and I were talking with a number of other people on the radio this morning in Scotland, and we were saying, it's not obvious who these next group are. There's players there, but are there players that are going to be Robertsons and McTominays and McGinns?
Quite.
Well, that's definitely not clear yet. So the next guy, he's got a tough gig. And Tom said there, you know, when Scotland qualify, and then qualified it with a bit of an if. That if's really important. It's really important just now, because it's going to be a tough gig, whoever takes over. So first thing you've got to do is decide on who that person is going to be. And there's not an obvious and outstanding candidate that I can think of right now.
Really quickly, before I let you go, has he texted you back?
I've not checked my phone yet. He'd be an absolute idiot if he did. Far better things to do, he's saying. Oh, he has. No, he hasn't.
No, okay, fine. I just thought I'd get an exclusive, Pat. I thought I'd try. Pat Nevin, thank you very much. And thank you to you as well, Tom English, Chief Sports Writer for BBC Scotland. Reacting there to the news, in the past half hour or so, Scotland manager Steve Clarke has stepped down from his role, from one manager to another. Earlier this evening, England beat Panama 2-0 to top their group. Afterwards, Thomas Tuchel spoke to John Murray.
Thomas, first objective achieved. What was your message when you spoke to the players at I suppose you've completed the first phase of the tournament?
Yes, achieved. We got all our goals, seven points ahead of the group. I know we can all, me included, get carried away with our expectations towards ourselves and how we want to achieve all our goals, but we're not alone on the football pitch, and we have to just accept and respect the quality on the other side. We found a way to win. We have another deserved win. It is a moment this evening and tonight to enjoy this moment. The next game comes quick and fast, the next preparation and the next expectation from us to win the next knockout round comes by itself. So now is a moment to enjoy it. We want to come back here in 3 weeks and need to get better and need to find another gear, and we will.
What were the things that you liked today that were more like what you were after?
Yeah, a lot of things, I have to say. A lot of things, I think it's more maybe a coach's game to watch from the sideline than a game to enjoy on TV. I don't know, but I think from the sideline you see the energy that is needed to break a team down like that, the energy that the team brought, invested in runs and invested in the duels to control the counter-attacks, which was difficult enough. So I'm totally happy with that. we had a bit too many ball losses in the first half, where we're not careful enough. We need to take care of that because it just leaves us exposed. So our management of these ball losses can be better. Even in the very end of the match, when we tried to score the third and the fourth one, we left our defenders alone with a lot of space. So we can do better, but overall, I think it needs a lot to win these matches in this environment, and the positive is clearly there. You saw it in the end, the connection with the fans. Everyone is happy.
Thomas Tuchel there speaking to John Murray after England beat Panama 2-0 to top their group. Group K, group games still going on. Let's get the second half commentary of Colombia versus Portugal. We can rejoin Jonathan Pearce. Jonathan.
Yes, thank you very much. Players emerging from the tunnel and Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. I think we're going to get a couple of changes for Portugal, because the way they were warming up at half-time, João Neves and Diogo Dalot seem to be preparing to come on for Portugal. Interesting there to hear Thomas Tuchel saying they need to keep better care of the ball, England, in their victory today as they clinched their group by winning 2-0, because here both teams, so we've had bright moments, we have had bright moments, one off the line, a couple of very good saves. Both teams have been careless in possession.
Yeah, they have, definitely. In particular, probably Portugal, because you expect with the technicians they've got on the pitch to keep the ball a lot better at the moment, and they're not doing that. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting now to see in the second half if either team goes for it, Jonathan. Do you know? Do Portugal want to finish top, or do they want to finish second? It depends what kind of... Do you look at it as coaches and as players and see what kind of runnings you can have? I don't think you can start thinking like that. You go to a World Cup, you just got to beat whatever in front of you.
The winner plays Ghana in Kansas City, then possibly Switzerland or a third-place team in Vancouver. The runner-up will play Croatia in Toronto, and then probably Spain. So that's a tricky one. Dalot is indeed coming on here for Portugal. We wait and see whether or not João Neves is coming on as well, but for the moment it will be Diogo Dalot. João Neves is coming on. I can see him waiting to come on now, and we'll see who's going to go off.
It could probably be Nuno Mendes. It could be, you know. Could it be him, and could it be Ruben Neves? It could be, couldn't it?
Did you notice right at the end of the first half, Nuno Mendes was really struggling to get back into position?
Yeah, he was. Oh, it's João Cancelo who's gone off, and Ruben Neves. So yeah, he's going to put Dalot at right back, but because I've seen Dalot play a lot at left back, and you're right, I saw Mendes struggling to get back, so I thought maybe did he have a slight injury.
So Dalot comes on. The Manchester United defender will play on the right side, and it's Neves for Neves, so to speak. On comes the Paris Saint-Germain.
See, it's unfortunate, Ruben Neves, because they didn't really dominate, and he's the one who gets sacrificed. And I know he's not a regular, and João Neves is important to Portugal, but I'd be disappointed because you'd probably want to play a bit longer than the 45 minutes in your first start of the tournament.
It's 0-0 at the break, so Colombia will win the group. Portugal would finish second. But will Cristiano Ronaldo yet have a say in the action? Confirmation of those two changes for you. Diogo Dalot and João Neves on the football field for Portugal, who are all in red. They will kick from left to right in this second half. It's a hot evening over in Miami, where the temperatures can be screaming hot, as I'm sure many of you know who've been lucky enough to go out to Florida on your holidays, maybe drop into Miami either en route for Disney or coming back out from Disney. And it's Portugal in possession now with Veiga. Tucks it into the central midfield area. Neves gets his first touch. Brought forward by Vitinha. Now playing alongside his clubmate, of course, the heart of midfield. Bruno Fernandes towards the right-hand touchline. Neto gives it back here for Diogo Dalot. His first touch of the ball. Wide again it goes to Neto. Scuttles to the dead ball line, but the fullback was there with him and did very, very well, David Machado. And that's going to be a goal kick only. He's actually filled in at left back very, very neatly, the veteran defender. He's 32 years of age now.
Yeah, he's done well against Neto, because you know Neto's super sharp, but I think if it doesn't work in the next 15-20 minutes, I can see Neto and João Felix coming off, and in particular Rafael Leao coming on, because he's an exciting player.
Certainly get the crowd on their feet. He's settled into a hubbub noise rather than the electrifying noise we heard earlier when the players came onto the football field. Still to come later this morning on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, the final games of the group stage. Chris Coles and Gabriel Zakwani will bring the commentary to come of Austria against Algeria in Group J. I wonder what Gabriel will be thinking with Congo losing at this moment in time. We'll have updates of Argentina against Jordan as well. Don't forget the knockout stages start tonight. South Africa against Canada from 8 o'clock. Colombia have possession. They're slightly right of centre, and the ball is rolled out by John Arias via James Rodriguez to the right touchline. Santiago Arias was out with the ball aimed at John Arias from James Rodriguez's pass, straight past the edge of the penalty area. Arias, who's been bright actually, couldn't control it, and it's going to be a free kick. Was he offside there anyway? Or...
He just fouled, yeah, he fouled João Coutinho, just pushed him in the back. It was good defending, he covered the run and gave away a free kick. But you're right, Arias has been bright. Struggled at Wolves this season to get really a regular game time, but he's been nice and bright this evening so far.
Came in and out, in through the entrance of Wolves and straight out again almost immediately, didn't he? After those 7 months where, as Clinton was just saying, he was struggling out to Palmeiras. He's a Copa Libertadores winner in the past with Fluminense, but he tends not to last 90 minutes. He's been substituted 13 times in this World Cup campaign. 15 times actually, if you include these 2 group games before this. He was normally taken off during the group games in qualifying. Colombia have possession halfway inside the Portuguese half. It's 0-0. James Rodriguez has it, lots of space. It's been a feature of the game that players have been found in 4 or 5 yards space, even more, and then haven't been able to make use of it. Here's Rodriguez then on the left hand side, turquoise boots to the left touchline. Luis Diaz braces his body again, that familiar balance he has. Rodriguez, little ball behind him, finds Gustavo Puerta. He's been busy, if not exuberantly so. And now John Arias for Colombia. He's certainly put in a big shift. 0-0. Coming deep to try and get them going was David Machado, who's forward from left wing back, or left back he is actually. Just dropped back into more sensible position, but they still have possession, Colombia. Plum dead centre to Bruno Fernandes, wins it back for Portugal to Cristiano Ronaldo. That's a foul, I think, on the halfway line. The referee says it is. Not for the first one, though. He's given it for the second one on Bruno Fernandes. I think the challenge was by John Lukumi.
Yeah, they had possession there, Colombia, but the build-up's too slow. It's like they're going through the motions. One thing I will say, though, JP, is that they're kind of dark horses, Colombia, for me, when I've watched them. They could surprise a lot of teams in the next round.
Well, it looks as if they will be playing Ghana, and then the winners of that will be up against the winners of the Swiss game, which is likely to be against Iran, or to be confirmed, of course.
They'll fancy their chances in both of those games.
I'll tell you what would be a good game. Then in the quarters, they'd be slated to face Argentina.
Ooh, that's a great game.
An incredible quarter-final lineup in these World Cup finals. France, Netherlands. France might have to play Germany in the round of 32 before then. Spain against the USA could be a big one. Brazil against England.
Oof.
If England get through. 2 tricky games to come before then, and one of them will be presumably against Mexico, which will be difficult in altitude. Here's Vitinha. Faces out to the right-hand side. Portugal in possession. Dalot has it. Wearing these bright pink boots we've become used to in these World Cup finals. Here's João Neves. To his left, 3 yards away, is Nuno Mendes. He seems okay now, Nuno Mendes. He's breathing, sucking in air towards the end of the half. Vitinha to the right-hand corner of the box. Can Pedro Neto get a decisive crossing? Uses Diego Dalot. In comes across. It's a headed opportunity. Over it goes from João Felix.
I think it's a great opportunity. I think if Ronaldo's on the end of that, Portugal are leading in this game 1-0. It's a great little ball back, and Dalot whips a fantastic ball into the box. It's a free header, and you know what? JP hits his shoulder. That's why it's a great chance. He should be scoring that, and Portugal should be leading 1-0. It's a great opportunity, and it hits his shoulder and goes over. He gets it horribly wrong.
It was a chance that was applauded all the way into the advertising hoardings by Roberto Martinez. He turns 53 the day before the first semi-final. Won his first 11 games in charge of Portugal. Belgium, he He took them to the FIFA #1 slot for 1,239 days, the third longest spell ever. But I believe he's out of contract after this. Could Portugal win the World Cup? Roberto Martinez said, let us dream. Why not?
Yeah, they're definitely in contention to win it with the players that they have on the pitch. I just worry about them defensively at times, but going forward, they're as good as any other team in the competition. Sorry.
They need Pepe back there, don't they, really? A World Cup without Pepe. He's, what is he, 78 now or something?
Love seeing Pepe, don't we? We love seeing him.
I bet you will. I bet you wouldn't have loved seeing him coming up, tucked up behind you.
No, no chance. I think I would have played on the other centre-half, but yeah, he's no-nonsense defender, Pepe.
You'd have sensed him coming before he was there.
Definitely. You would have heard him coming before.
And they'd have felt it.
Yeah.
You'd have felt the crunch.
Exactly.
Now it's Colombia trying to get it away through the middle with a clearance from Davison Sanchez. Not under any great pressure, but he misplaced it. Rodriguez tucks it to the left-hand side defender. It's swung high through the middle. They've got a run on goal here of Colombia. John Cordoba holds it up, then went for a back heel that was easily read by Ruben Diaz. He slips the ball to his left fullback position. Gosh, that's a sequence of errors there. Machado's given it away. Colombia have it. And dawdling in possession, they nearly concede the ball. In the end, it was turned over. Jefferson Lerma took his off. It allowed a challenge to come in. And now Portugal cross the halfway line on the left-hand side. João Felix Ronaldo is waiting on the right. Will it come to him? It won't. Just blocked on the edge of the penalty area by David Machado.
Yeah, I think João Felix does well. Jefferson Lerma gets away with one. Too casual in possession. That's not what he's about. He's got to move the ball quickly, 1 and 2 touch, but João Felix just overhits the ball. It was Bruno Fernandes that was up with him. Good opportunity for Portugal.
No goals in Miami. We've been playing, what, some 53 minutes? And it's, as you were at the top of the group, Colombia would win it, Portugal would finish second. Colombia have possession on the right touchline. We'll be catching up with that other game in the group in just a moment's time, with Uzbekistan leading Congo by 1-0, enough to send the African country home. It's a huge disappointment, I would think.
Oh, massively so. I think everyone expected DR Congo to win that game, but yeah, there's still enough time. But
and they were a possible second-round opponent for England, weren't they, earlier on today? Oh, that's a lovely switch of play by Colombia. 0-0 from right to left out towards Luis Diaz, just outside the penalty area. Pulls it back to Machado, arriving, scrambling. Comes out with the ball, pokes it back then towards Jefferson Lerma. He goes for goal. It's punched away by Diogo Costa. Straight at him, didn't want to hold it, might have been moving in the air, punched it away, and the counter is on here. João Felix down the left-hand side and absolutely gobbled up by Davison Sanchez. Terrific defending there by the former Tottenham man.
And don't the crowd let him know about it, to be fair, because I thought João Felix had the run on him, but it was good defending from Davison Sanchez.
Found himself again, Davison Sanchez, as a title winner at Galatasaray. He had the horrors at Tottenham, didn't he, later on in his career there. James Rodriguez for Colombia now. Their former wonder boy. Now he's 34. A shot from range is bending, but straight at the goalkeeper from John Arias.
Yeah, I think all the chances Colombia in his second half have been from distance. It was Jefferson Lerma, comfortable save from Costa, and this one from Arias as well, trying to bend it around Vega, and it's comfortable for Costa. It's got to be some strike to beat it from that distance.
Plays for the top of the Brazilian League, Palmeiras, does John Arias. 6 goals for them. Yeah, top at virtually the halfway stage. To do with a few more goals for his country. He has the 6 in his 40 internationals. 0-0 it is here. They need to work on this best of third place team qualification business, because it has led to some disturbingly disappointing games. Australia one the other day was shocking, but there won't be a need for it, of course, when World Cup goes to 64 teams, which is the plan, and they'll just, the top 2 will go straight through to the round of 32, and it will take 7.5 months to complete. Portugal in possession. Vitinha, back it comes centre circle. What a gifted player this young man is, Clinton. He's had a fantastic couple of years.
He's fantastic, Vitinha. As I said, I think he's one of the best in that position at the moment.
Don't forget you can join Rick Edwards and Lloyd Griffith on the Football Daily every morning from the USA, getting you closer to the talking points at World Cup 2026. As Portugal attack now, shot on the edge of the penalty area on the half turn by João Felix. It was blocked and it'll be brought away now by John Arias. He seems to be everywhere for Colombia. Has the ball in the right back position between the touchline and the right side of the penalty area. Gives it to Davison Sanchez and he balloons it up towards the halfway line. Cricket goes on, of course. England in trouble in the third and deciding test against New Zealand at Trent Bridge. Closing day 320 for 3. That's the second innings lead of 204. And coverage on day 4 begins on Sports Extra with the TMS team from 10 o'clock. It's 0-0 here. And as soon as the ball goes out of play, we will be off to see if there's any chance of a Congo comeback against Uzbekistan. One of the minnows coming to the World Cup. And some of the more delightful moments in these World Cup finals have come for the minnows.
Definitely. Look at Cape Verde getting through to the next round. This fantastic achievement. That's why I don't mind this expansive tournament like this, JP, because you know what? It gives the smaller countries an opportunity. Cape Verde now is probably one of my favourite countries because of how successful they've been so far in this tournament. It's been fantastic.
See, the goalkeeper's mother was in the crowd.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Standing ovation for the whole stadium.
Brilliant. Unbelievable.
Now, Portugal have possession. Back inside the centre circle. Ruben Diaz at 0-0. Steadies himself, side foots, diagonally, wide to the right-hand touchline. Collected on that touchline then by Pedro Neto. They have the wide players in Neto and João Felix. They haven't been able to find a way through. So they switch it left, and here's João Felix again. Now plays his football out in Al Nassr. And his cross into the middle reminds us of perhaps his lesser days as a Chelsea player. Fans in the ground are delighted to be seeing a close-up of Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. No reaction from the crowd. There has been at one or two stadiums. Certainly there was in Qatar 4 years ago. Colombia have possession. I'll tell you what, it's gone through a bit of a lull here. Nothing's happening whatsoever. So let's go to Congo against Uzbekistan. And bring you up to date will be Taha Saha.
Yeah, we've played 56 minutes here, Jonathan. Still DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1. That goal in the first half from the Uzbek captain Shomurodov is the difference. DR Congo have been wasteful in the penalty area in this second half. Johan Wissa lashing a shot wide when he was inside the box, and then just moments or so ago a header wide from the far post from DR Congo. They need to win if they want to make it to the knockout stages. DR Congo 0, Uzbekistan 1.
Well, hearts were in our mouths here because, well, so I was talking to you, Cristiano Ronaldo broke through into the penalty area. Massive chance, most unlike Cristiano. He stuck it wide, but then the flag came up.
Yeah, he was offside. He made his run too early, but yeah, you were surprised he didn't find the back of the net. And it's João Felix again on that left-hand side. He's been Portugal's best player so far in this second half. He's causing loads of problems.
We've seen changes on the Colombian bench. Cordoba has gone off. Lerma has gone off. Suarez will replace Cordoba up top, and the other one was Rios, I think, who's come on. Richard Rios has come on, midfield player.
Yep.
So both teams making alterations to try and change things around. Cordoba dropped to the bench for this one, but finding his way back in the lineup now. I thought Rios would start, actually.
Yeah, I think just because you look at Jefferson Lerma, he's on that yellow card, and it's not worth taking that risk when you go into the round of 32. If he's your regular midfielder, you don't need it. You'd be devastated for him to pick up a yellow card. So yeah, he's got the minutes in his legs, ready for the next round.
I thought he played like a man who knew he was on a yellow card.
Yeah, he was, definitely, because I've seen a lot of him at Palace, and he's very reserved.
He snaps into a tackle normally, doesn't he? But he didn't today. 0-0 it remains. And Portugal start to get things going again with Diogo Costa. He's put up one or two good stops. Rolls it out then to Ruben Diaz. What a defender he has been at Manchester City. And Portugal have possession, left-hand side, deep inside their half. It's a terrible ball down that line by Nuno Mendes, who's been far short of his best here today. It's been an exhausting season for him, culminating with a Champions League win for PSG. And he's beaten here. They bypassed him. Colombia get across into the edge of the penalty area. Steered wide. What a chance. What a chance that was with his first touch of the game for Richard Rios.
Yeah, Rios, it's a great opportunity. I just feel like maybe it falls to a weaker left foot, but he still should be hitting the target and working Costa. It's a great ball from James Rodriguez into Arias, Santiago Arias, and he plays it to Rios. Should be scoring. You know what he does, JP? He tries to beat Costa at the near post. If he lets the ball run across him onto his left foot, he just guides it into that far corner. There's all bodies at the near post. There's no one at that far corner. It's a great opportunity to make it 1-0 to Colombia.
I thought they might start him for Lerma. He was busy in qualifying, had 7 starts in his 11 games. He was a major player for them in the Copa 24 when they were runners-up in the tournament. The Benfica player scored in the last game of the season for them against Estoril. Colombia now, again beginning to stretch. No way through for Luis Diaz. Good challenge on him on the edge of the penalty area. And Portugal will look to bring it away, but immediately they're outnumbered by Colombian defenders. 2 on Ronaldo, who spins away and goes through the channel, but wasn't seen by Vitinha. He's then buffeted, and a rather daft free kick is conceded there by Rios. He's going nowhere, Vitinha.
No, he's going across the pitch. I don't know if he wants to just leave his mark on him, but he had no chance of winning that. He's lucky he didn't get a yellow card.
Free kick here to Portugal. Group stage of the Women's T20 World Cup comes to a close this afternoon, by the way. South Africa against Bangladesh from 10:30. Then Australia take on India.
That's a big
2:30.
Big one, that.
Good win for England today.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
Beat New Zealand comfortably.
Yeah.
Both those games, by the way, are available on Sports Extra 2. Wimbledon starting next week. What a summer of sport we have for you. We just don't have a goal here. Today was 63 on the clock. It's my fault. I told you Colombia never have 0-0s. I told you Portugal would always score. Bruno Fernandes into the penalty. Looking for Ronaldo. Couldn't get off the ground. And it's over his head. It was a difficult one for him, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. It was really difficult. But you can see there's a connection with Bruno Fernandes, because you saw it in the last game where Ronaldo just makes that late run into the box, and Fernandes, but it's well defended. Arias defends it ever so well, him and Sanchez. Might have been a slight touch there of Arias, so Portugal unfortunate not to get a corner.
Colombia will try and bring it out of defence with Davinson Sanchez. They've controlled the ball better than Portugal at times. James Rodriguez produces another fine pass. This could be a chance here for Colombia. Suarez across the face of goal. Flashed it through the 6-yard area. Took a touch, I think. But it's a lovely ball by James Rodriguez. He's produced the best 3 passes of the game.
Yeah, he's getting into pockets, and Suarez was in, and he took a touch and came back, and then that's when he let Vega come back in, and it was a poor finish from Suarez, but Vega does well to block it.
Corner kick for Colombia on their left-hand side. 0-0 on 5 Live and BBC Sats. In comes the James Rodriguez spun ball from the edge of the penalty area. Half a headed chance, just half a headed chance for Sanchez. He's coming away from goal. He had to twist his head. He got a glance on it, but it went out of play from the 3 times Copa America finalist, Davinson Sanchez.
Yeah, it's good play. A good ball in again from James Rodriguez. He's probably been the best player on the pitch. He's causing all kinds of problems. Still got a hell of a left foot, and he's still got natural ability.
Wonderful player. Approaching 560 club games and so many trophies dotted around his clubs, going all the way back to his first. Envigado in Colombia, who won the 2nd division title right at the start of his career. And I think we'll all remember the wonderful World Cup 14 tournament. He had golden boot with his 6 goals in that tournament. And to score the goal he did in the Maracanã just will bring endless joy. Challenge on Luis Suarez was fair, and Colombia had possession on the right-hand side of the Portuguese penalty area. In comes the cross, it's pulled back here, and an effort that's parried away. It was by John Arias. It wasn't a huge effort, but Diego Costa flamboyantly pushed it away.
Yeah, it's good play by Santiago Arias, but he should be crossing that into the box. Suarez has got a tap in, he cuts it back. and John Arias has the shot. It takes a slight deflection, so it makes the save even better from Costa. But Nuno Mendes is struggling. He's been down again, and I'd be surprised if he stays on the pitch for the next few minutes.
Luis Rodriguez with the cross aimed at the far post. Up goes Renato Vega to get it away. Drops here for Luis Diaz. Portugal a man down in the penalty area. Shot from distance goes wide. Gustavo Puerta shakes his head. Wasn't far off target. Portugal moaning because there was a player down.
Yeah, and I think it's Nuno Mendes who's down again. It's Puerta with a good shot, and I think they're telling him he needs to rush on and physio to come on to him because he has been down a couple of times. But it's Colombia that look like the most likely at the moment, JP.
Well, they've had the better chances in this second half. And it was driven not far wide of the goalkeeper's right-hand post by Gustavo Puerta. He's had a decent game, as many of the Colombian players have had. And indeed, Portugal have had some decent performances. Renato Vega at the back, Vitinha as always. And off goes Nuno Mendes. Now, I didn't think he was right at the end of the first half.
No, I think it's the hydration break. So he might not be coming off as yet, but they're having the hydration break. So
he's being led towards the hydration break station by one of the Portuguese members of staff. And as we've seen in these World Cup finals, so many staff members come out, give them the fluids they need, of course.
JP, what do you think about this hydration break?
I think
the fans are not happy about it, are they?
I think if it happens, it should be in the centre circle.
Yeah.
It should be away from the coaches.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows what it is. It's a coaching break.
Yeah,
it's an advertising break for the media, especially in the United States of America. And it's a coaching break as well. We've got a penalty in the DR Congo-Uzbekistan match, Sohail Sahi.
And it's going to be DR Congo, beg your pardon, who'll have a chance to equalise. Kusanov fouled Wissa inside the penalty. Wissa was quicker to the ball. It was a trailing leg from Kusanov. Referees pointed to the spot. The ball is on the spot, and it's Mbemba, the captain of DR Congo, who is going to take responsibility. They're taking their time over this. Jonathan, you can come back to me if you like. The ball still being placed on the spot. Wissa and Mbemba in conversation at the moment.
We will come back to you. Just give us a shout when they're taking the penalty and we'll come straight back to you, OK? The beauty of live radio, it's always been my first love, and it always will be.
Here we go. It's Wissa who's going to take it. He's taken responsibility. He's missed a few chances today. He steps to the right of the ball. Here he comes, takes a step, right-footed, equalises. DR Congo are back in this game. They're all level. He put it one way and the goalkeeper dived the other way to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. They need another goal if they're to make it to the knockout stages. DR Congo 1, Uzbekistan 1.
He hasn't had a great cup season, but that'll do him the world of good. Rafael Leao is going to come on for Portugal, we think, emerging from this hydration break. Do you know we saw Matt Damon there leaning forward as we cued Sohail? Yeah. I think Matt Damon was leaning forward to actually listen to what Sohail was saying. I honestly do.
Yeah, he did. He knew there was a goal coming in.
He knew Sohail had big news for us. So he's leant across and heard it coming. Now we have a couple of changes. Rafael Leao has come on for Charles Felix, and the other change sees Vitinha going off and Samu Costa coming on for Portugal.
No Bernardo Silva yet?
No, that's a strange one, isn't it? His role in this World Cup has been a little bit limited. Those two changes for them, and I think it's the first time we've seen these players in action this World Cup final. Samu Costa hasn't played yet. He plays for Monaco. He's 25. He's on then. Defensive midfield, central midfield player. Doesn't really like to push on as an attacking midfield player, but he will replace Vitinha. And Rafael Leao comes on the left-hand side. Not had a great season at Milan. His fewest goals for 6 seasons. Still managed double figures, mind you, but it's Colombia in possession with Luis Suarez, centre circle. In support arrives Richard Rios, and he just touches the ball to his left. This is the man they want on the ball. James Rodriguez angles it to the left-hand side, 0-0 on 5 Live BBC Sounds. James Rodriguez has it. Colombia top with 7 points. Portugal with 5. DR Congo with 2. That won't be enough for them. Uzbekistan knew they were going home anyway, but they made a spirited effort on this last day of group action. Are we going to get a goal here? Rafael Leao closes down on the Colombian defence to stop Davinson Sanchez choosing to play out. David Machado, left-hand touchline, still inside his own half, right in front of the Portuguese manager with his blue suit, Roberto Martinez. That's whisked away to the left-hand side of the Portuguese defence, where Santiago Arias has been a menace for them, arriving from right back all day long. Again, walking pace. Portugal with a line of 4, line of 5 actually, to protect a 4. Only Ronaldo is goal side, but he's in his own half as well. Portugal very conservative. Machado. They won't win the group by being so conservative. James Rodriguez. Colombia only need the draw. And they're stroking it around 2 or 3 yard passes. This is Rios of Benfica. Gets it back again. And a massive role in qualifying. He missed the 3 games for them in that section of these World Cup games. They aim at Arias on that left. It's cut out though. Pass from Rios. Now couldn't make anything of it. Colombia win it back again. It's a little glare towards the referee because they thought they should have had a free kick. Half a chance here on the half turn for Luis Suarez. It's blocked as he tried to get a shot on the edge of the penalty area. Portugal had enough numbers back. Had enough numbers back most of the game, to be honest. Ronaldo can't hold it up front. Wasn't strong enough to win the ball, couldn't hold it up. Colombia come again. The ball spun into the penalty area by Luis Diaz. Headed away to the edge of the box. Cracked by James Rodriguez and headed over by Renato Vega.
Yeah, they're the better team, Colombia. They look the most likely. It's good play again down the right-hand side from Diaz. And it comes to James Rodriguez, and he's got great technique. He looks a bit tired at the moment, but he's carried on going. And he's just struggling there because I think he might have a touch of cramp, but he's been outstanding. You're just thinking a game like this, would you not rest Ronaldo and just bring on some fresh legs up front?
Diaz, James Rodriguez spins across towards the far side of the penalty area, half-headed away. There's contact inside that penalty area. For a moment I thought the referee had put his whistle to his lips. Colombia had a player go down. The referee has now stopped it for a free kick only, just for a minute. I thought the Iranian-born Australian referee was going to give something here.
You're spot on, JP. He definitely was going to give him, but it's not a penalty. Mendes just stands still, and he kicks through the back of him, Suarez. So it should have been probably a foul to Portugal. So it's the right decision from the referee. But you're right, he did motion like he was going to blow the whistle, but he made the right decision in the end. I understand why he keeps Ronaldo on, because half a chance and he'll get you a goal. But I'm thinking you're already through. Rest him for the next stage.
Highest ever scorer in World Cup qualifiers. Got goals in 11 major finals. First to score at 5 Euros. First to play in 6 World Cup finals along with Messi and Ochoa. Now has goals in 12 majors, including this one. The records go on for him. No one has played more international football or knows how to get around a game in international football than Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got 10 in 25 World Cup appearances now, and is featured in his country's last 23 matches, including this, on the biggest stage. He started in 21 of them. They cannot get going, though, Portugal, in this match, and time is ticking down on them. Quarter of an hour to go. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 0-0 it is here. Roberto Martinez appeals for something down below us. And we've got more changes coming here. They are for Colombia.
John Arias is one of them. And James Rodriguez, you can understand that, because I think he's been brilliant this evening. And you can hear by the round of applause he's getting from his fans. He's an icon, but yeah, he's been outstanding.
Listen to the roar from the Colombian fans to greet him as he went off. Juan Quintero is coming on at River Plate, attacking midfield player. Was the other one Carrascal who's come on? Yeah. Certainly Quintero came on for them.
You're right.
No, Castaño it is.
Castaño, come on, yeah.
Kevin Castaño has come on. More of a defensive midfield player.
Yeah, so is it what we have we hold on to at the moment?
2 River Plate players emerging then for Colombia as Leao tries to get a cross in. It's going to be a corner, I think. Didn't quite keep it in place, fuming with himself there is Santiago Arias. He tried to keep the ball in play but couldn't. And it's going to be a corner kick then for Portugal. And wouldn't it be just like football? Wouldn't it just if they were to score here? No one's prepared to go out and take the corner kick, mind you. They're taking their time. I think Quintero will take the role of James Rodriguez. But we will wait and see. John Arias put in a great shift, didn't he?
Mr. McPhee, look at him. Set piece coach at Portugal and also at Aston Villa. Just giving a few orders on the touchline.
Will he work his magic again, Austin McPhee? A long blonde-haired set-piece guru from Villa Park out here in Miami. Is Portugal prepared to take this corner kick here with time dribbling inexorably away? 12.5 minutes to go. Bruno Fernandes, sweat drenched arms and red shirt of Portugal as well, has Ronaldo in the 6-yard area. Almost stood on the goalkeeper. It's pulled back here. There's an opportunity to get the shot away. It's planted just wide for Portugal by Diego Dola.
Yeah, it's a well-worked corner, to be fair, because they've dealt with most of it. Bruno Fernandes goes back to the edge, and you've seen Dalot many a times. He has got the capability of bending that into the far corner, but it doesn't really curl back around, and it's always going wide of the post.
Let's go back to DR Congo against Uzbekistan and Sohail Sahi.
DR Congo 1, Uzbekistan 1. We've got 14 minutes to play here, Jonathan. It's all one-way traffic. That's towards the Uzbekistan penalty area. DR Congo have had a new lease of life since they equalised from the penalty spot through Johan Wissa. They're 1 goal away from quite possibly meeting England in the round of 32. DR Congo 1, Uzbekistan 1.
It's a chance for Colombia to get the ball into the penalty, and Machado, he was looking in there for Luis Diaz, who couldn't clear his feet. So one of those days, that's Luis Diaz, and Portugal run it away now over the halfway line. Strong run down the right-hand side by Pedro Neto. He's caught as he turned by Puerta, and it's going to be a free kick then for Portugal, yard in from this near touchline.
Yeah, it's just, I think both teams have lacked quality in the final third. I think the build-up play has been very good from both teams, which you expect, but Colombia, as I say, have been more of a threat. Costa's had to make 2 or 3 decent saves, but yeah, it's lacked quality in that final third.
We've got a goal. DR Congo, Uzbekistan, Sohail Sahi.
And DR Congo have got that all-important second goal. They lead Uzbekistan by 2 goals to 1. Pouring forward, the ball was flighted into the penalty area, and Maeli was the quickest. He got there before the Uzbekistan goalkeeper. DR Congo are heading towards the round of 32 and a possible meeting with England. DR Congo 2, Uzbekistan 1.
Gabriel Zakawani's on next. He'll be happy.
He will be
came
now.
in a disappointed man, and now he'll be happy at the moment. I could hear him. I can see him dancing now. He's not even here, and I can see him dancing in my head.
You can feel the vibe.
Of course you can.
He was going to be an unhappy man.
Exactly, he was.
But while we were with Sahel, there was a half a chance again for Portugal. This, you can't pick a winner here, really.
No, you can't. You literally can't. Ronaldo done ever so well there. He tried to find Rafael Leao, and it was really good defending, but you can't pick a winner. It's 1 goal that's going to separate this, that's for sure anyway, JP.
Corner kick for Portugal on their left-hand side then. Time is slipping away. We're into the last 10 minutes now, 0-0. In comes the corner kick, curling into the near post. It's well headed away. And Colombia now perhaps can break. Luis Diaz has it. Needs to pick an option either side. He's got runners either side. It's 3-on-3, and all of a sudden Colombia have got an opportunity here, carrying to the edge of the penalty area. Can they get a decent cross into the box? It's disappointing. It's blocked the cross from Juan Quintero, they substitute, and Portugal ease it away, and they find the aching legs of Nuno Mendes on that left. The fact he's still on the field of play absolutely confounds me, because he looked down and out around about 20 minutes ago. Battling for his Rafael Leao. Left-hand touchline. Gets a free kick, I think, from the referee here, under pressure from Santiago Arias.
Yeah, it's a foul. He just gets his body in, Leao, and he wants the contact, and he gets the contact.
His 7th major tournament, Santiago Arias. He's 34 now. Been a terrific player for Colombia in his 69 games now. Got 4 Copas and 3 World Cups for them. Terrific record. Bruno Fernandes caught in possession for Portugal. Bowled over, referee blows. Colombia unhappy. He went down, twisting and twirling. I think there was contact, you know. He cushioned the control. In came a clumsy challenge.
Yeah, it was clumsy. Even he doesn't need to do it, because I think Bruno had lost the ball anyway, but he tried to just show his strength, and he's done that, Rio, since he's come on. He wants to show everyone how strong he is in midfield, but now he's giving away a free kick where Portugal will put it into the box.
Danger here for Colombia late on. They haven't passed the ball as well as they did in their last game against DR Congo when they won narrowly. They beat Uzbekistan 3-1 on their opening game in Mexico City at altitude. Portugal, we thought, had hit their rhythm in the big win over Uzbekistan. In comes the cross from Nuno Mendes, flashed into the box, and there's a free kick for a foul on one of the Colombian players. I think it might be Rios, back inside his own penalty area, as the ball came in low and flashing and hard. But again, it was inaccurate, that final ball in. Story of the game, Clinton.
Yeah, it has. As I said, in the final third, it's lacked that quality. We've had a few good opportunities and stuff, but it's lacked it. So once Sebastian Veron is in the building, with Yuri Jukarev as well. Some superstars over there in there at the moment.
Last time we saw a close-up of Yuri Jukarev in the crowd, it looks as if he was falling asleep.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Do you think he was asleep?
I think he was literally asleep. And the game was entertaining. Probably the heat got the better of him.
Yes, let's give him that excuse. DR Congo, if they win, by the way, they will face England in the knockouts, and South Korea will be out.
Oh, so Son will be going out. Yeah,
he won't play another game in World Cup final football. You wouldn't think so.
No.
And maybe Kim Min-jae, another one approaching the autumn of his career. We've said goodbye probably to a fair few players from World Cup duties. Koulibaly's had a nightmarish time as age caught up with him. Makes me look like Twiggy. Koulibaly, he's got some weight on him now.
Yeah. You can see they're showing it, JP. It's Iran that are in that last spot, aren't they? And I think it might the last game will be Algeria or Austria, so it could be Algeria if they get a point that could knock Iran out.
Yeah. They fought hard. Iran would still be represented in the tournament by this referee who took France 3, Senegal 1 earlier in the tournament, moved from Iran to Australia. Colombia have possession. We're into the last knockings now. What have we got? Some 5-6 minutes to go. They're missing the passing ability of James Rodriguez now, Colombia, but the ball comes bouncing back to the heart of their midfield. Kevin Castano, the substitute midfield player. Now, can they work a ball into the penalty? They can't. It's direct, trying to thread the eye of a needle there, really, in Portugal. Ease it away and have possession on the halfway line. Pedro Neto to Bruno Fernandes. They need to win to top the group, Portugal.
They just look knackered, don't they? You're looking at it, you're thinking, has the heat got the better of some of these players? Because, yeah, they've put in a shift and some of them look really knackered, out on their feet.
It's the cumulative effect of heat over this relatively short time for professional footballers to have to play as many games as they are doing in this month of World Cup 2026.
Some of them look like me after I've only done 5-minute jog, JP.
I can't do 5 minutes. In comes across from Pedro Neto, away towards the far side. Well taken by Rafael Leao. Scampers to the dead ball line, looks up, in comes across, beyond Ronaldo. Dallo arrives on the edge of the penalty area, tussling for it, wins it, wanted it more. Little chip aimed at Ronaldo, eased away. Had enough numbers back in there, so goal kick to Colombia. There's a yellow card for the earlier challenge, I think.
Yeah, I think there must have been the foul on Rafael Leao. He's come on, he's been bright again. I've seen him quite a lot in the games that he's come on, and he's made an impact, always coming on, and he wants to be positive.
think it was Puerto who got the yellow card, wasn't it?
Oh, Puerto. Okay.
We'll wait for
midfield. Yeah, you're right. You're spot on, JP.
We'll wait for confirmation for that. I think he's had a strong game in midfield, competitive.
Yeah, he's a good player, but besides Jefferson Lerma, he's the technical one, and I think Lerma will break it up. But yeah, it was the late challenge on João Neves.
And a good season with Santander, finishing top of second division in Spanish football. And Santiago Arias is going to be replaced by hero for many a Crystal Palace fan is Daniel Munoz. What an astute signing. £6.9 million of money well spent when they bought him from Racing Genk in the January of 2024. He's been outstanding for Crystal Palace down that right-hand side.
Yeah, they said he's ridiculous. When you speak to people at Palace, they say he could be away travelling the whole world and come back on a Friday and still be the fittest in the training and in all the runs. They said he's a ridiculous athlete, and at 30 years of age to have that mentality. Fantastic signing.
Scored 2 in their opening 2 games in these World Cup finals. Bagged 5 for Palace in a remarkable season for them, winning the Europa Conference on top of the Community Shield and the FA Cup. And it's Colombia attacking now with that player down the right-hand side. In comes the cross, it's looped up in the air, it's headed off the line. Under pressure, Ruben Diaz. Remarkable defending. He looks to the referee, wants some sort of a free kick, maybe for a push. But so dangerous there, and Colombia nearly ahead as they look for Suarez underneath the bar virtually.
And that's what he does, Daniel Munoz. He gets to the byline and he just wants to score goals. He wants to deliver.
It's a lovely cross. He's coming in dangerously and it's hooked over the bar. Big chance for Luis Suarez. But twice in a matter of moments, Daniel Munoz off the bench has caused problems.
Yeah, he comes in. He's coming in at that back post, but Costa just gets there before him. And once it comes to Suarez, it's good technique, but it's always going over the bar. It's well wide. It looks like it's a lot closer, but it's a disappointing finish from Suarez. But yeah, Munoz has come on and made a big difference.
Oh, we're watching again the replay. That's some clearance here.
What a header from Ruben Diaz. He's right, like a yard out, right so close to the post, and the header's fantastic. And he's got pressure on the back of him. Brilliant defending from Diaz. Not Lewis, Ruben.
In one way, there was no jeopardy on the game because both teams know they'd done enough. Even if Portugal had finished third in the group, they had enough points in the bank. And they have possession now on the attack. Pedro Neto halfway inside the Colombian half, 0-0. And we have, some 2 or 3 minutes to go. The throw to Portugal, right side, taken by Dalot. It's been right since he came on. Don't think he's going to displace Cancelo from the starting lineup. Another substitution is going to be made for Portugal. Can it be a substitution to push them on to win it? Matheus Nunes is going to come on. Manchester City player. Part of the squad that won the 2 domestic cups this season. Signed as a right side forward. He's made right back his own position there, really. And Portugal have possession. Well, they've got Dalot on the right-hand side. Where will Nunes play when they bring him on? We'll wait and see. Cut forward by Renato Veiga, but given away. Colombia have possession back now. What can they do with it? It's halfway inside the Portuguese half. The ball is at the feet then of Davison Sanchez to the right touchline. The ball is switched. 30-40 yard crossfield ball arrives at the feet then of Puerta. But they're not going forward, they're coming backward. Luis Diaz manoeuvring it, Colombia keeping possession against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 Portuguese men in red behind the ball. Portugal defending for a point as the cross comes in and it's headed wide by Luis Suarez. Header went backwards and out wide towards the right-hand side, and David Machado chasing forward. He is challenged there by Pedro Neto. Good old challenge, the two of them together, and Neto leant forward and gave him a little kiss on the back of the head. And now he's scratching the back of the head, David Machado, as if to say, what was that all about? It's a corner to Colombia, that's what it's all about. And it's pulled back to Machado. They need one decent ball in. Portugal with everyone back. In comes that decent ball, it's a chance, it's a goal! The deadlock is broken and Davison Sanchez has fallen foul of a flag. And it won't count after all that.
Yeah, he's wagging his finger, Sanchez. He don't think it's offside. So if he doesn't think he's offside, he should go and celebrate here. But obviously, the linesman put his flag up straight away. The ball into the box is an unbelievable ball, and it's saying go and find the back of the net. And they don't. Portugal switch off. It's a short one, and then once it comes, he gets half a yard and he whips it into a dangerous area. And he's onside. Davinson Sanchez is onside because I can tell you at the bottom, Rafael Leao's right foot is keeping him onside.
If this is reviewed, a goal should be given.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it definitely will be.
They are checking the offside.
It's a goal. Unless my eyes are doing me an injustice, I think Rafael Leao's right foot is keeping Davinson Sanchez onside. I don't know, though, because they've got the semi-automated offside straight away, but it's taking a bit of time. He must be offside then. I'm surprised that he looked like he was onside. Are they still checking?
Sharon Broussard is the VAR.
Still checking.
They're still checking with the semi-automated. But the referee is adamant this is going to be checked. This is going to be an offside. No goal. Well, we're waiting for the repercussions update on DR Congo against Uzbekistan from Sohail Sahi.
DR Congo 3, Uzbekistan 1. Now Jonathan Johan Wissa with his second of the night, his third World Cup goal. DR Congo are going to face England in the round of 32. DR Congo 3, Uzbekistan 1.
Summer than he had a winter.
JP, I'd love to see that again. He looked like he was onside there.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised at that, to be fair.
I think they made a substitution. Nunes has come on the field of play. This is Leo across the goal. Inside that penalty area. He sits on his hands. He puts his hands to his lips and says a little prayer as he's just streaked into the penalty area and right-footed across the face of goal.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Leo. He gives Munoz a little step over and he bursts past him. Hard to defend there. And he tries to open it up. I think Munoz just does enough to put him off and it goes wide of the post. But he has an effect, Leo, and you're spot on, JP. Nunes has come on for Nuno Mendes,
who I think has been struggling for the best part of 40 minutes. This might be a worry for them as they go on. He doesn't look fit to me.
No, you're right. Dalot will go to left back and Mateus Nunes, as you said, he's been outstanding for City at right back. Will come to the right back.
Been such a success story that you
he has. Big
couldn't
time.
see that happening, could you?
No, you couldn't. He's turned his career around at City, and fair play to him.
This is Leao. Can win a game in a blink of an eye. And supporting him is Diego Dalot. But Colombia have it back again. I think time's going to beat us all and beat everyone out there. Winter stoppage time now on 5 Live. And we have 5 minutes of it. No goals. As it stands, it'll be Colombia against Ghana. It'll be Portugal against Croatia. It will be DR Congo against England. In the round of 32, which, don't forget, starts today, starts this evening. South Africa, Canada, Colombia on the attack. Luis Diaz, the edge of the penalty area. Gustavo Puerta has a go. It's blocked. Portugal defending manfully into the penalty area. It goes, and out comes the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. Might have got a little bit lucky as the ball squirted away from him. Drops on it, holds the back of his head. We haven't been seeing this. I'm not suggesting he's not hurt, but I don't think he's hurt badly.
No,
We've not been seeing goalkeepers flop in the last few minutes of the game.
What?
We're seeing this offside
It's just a toenail offside. It is a great decision. You know why? It's because he's got a size 12 boot, JP. If he had a size 9, he would have been onside. That's what I thought. That was the difference. Wow, that is a close one, though. That's got to be the closest one I've seen all tournament. But they get it right. Fair play to the linesman. It's a correct decision.
Well, the Colombian fans found it very difficult to take. It was very, very close. It's still 0-0. And after all this time, Colombia have never had a 0-0 draw. In their 25th World Cup match, it looks as if they're going to have one. Only Austria have contested more fixtures without a single 0-0, by the way. And it's the first time they'll have failed to score since they Failed to do so against England in 1998. It will give the group to Colombia. They have won the group. The referee has ended this one. And it will be Colombia who top this section after a 0-0 draw with Portugal, who finished second. I think, Clinton, over the 90 minutes, Colombia were the better side. They certainly had the better chance.
Yeah, they were the better team, and probably unfortunate not to get the 3 points because they were outstanding. Portugal just looked lackluster and short of ideas, which is surprising with the talented players that they have. But both teams go through. But yeah, Colombia will surprise a few teams in this tournament for sure. I thought Costa for Portugal made some big saves for them. But yeah, it was an entertaining. You get a 0-0, which can be boring. This was an entertaining 0-0. But yeah, Colombia looked really good, and both teams will be happy to progress to the next stage.
I think this was one where the heat really got to them and the draining factor of 3 games in such a short time.
Yeah, definitely, and they're going to come thick and fast now in the knockout stages. You're right. They did look a lot of tired legs out there, and the heat and the conditions did have an effect on the game. But as I say, a really entertaining 0-0, not a boring 0-0. So thoroughly enjoyed it, and good luck to both teams in the next round.
Do either of these teams have a chance to go very deep?
Yeah, I think both teams have a chance. I do think both